Alright, welcome back everybody to episode 2 of Palworld. So, something that I noticed is that the game does not pause when you hit escape. There's not a pause button even in single player. I find that kind of crazy. It was not that big of a deal, but I did lose out on like a fat chunk of daylight. And so, it's not good. it's just not good. So, we're gonna try to use Celeray. This thing's level 5, so it's gonna need the beatdown treatment. We can kind of stun lock it. Alright, so, in the last episode, if you didn't watch it, I don't know why you're here. Starting on episode 2 is kind of weird and you're a freak. Anyways, what's the percentage I get this? What's the percentage I get this if I weaken it a little bit? One more. Ooh, critical. So it starts at 57. Oh, what? Alright, so this is bad. If I can't get this one... Okay, we got it. Yeah, Fox Sparks is fat. So if I have Fox Sparks out, I won't freeze to death, so we're allowed to work a little bit more. So, this is arguably, like, the best early game base spot, in my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Can I catch these? It would not be hard to catch these. Hit one of these. Back bonus. No, Clovey! Kill him. Wait. That's actually really good. Okay, yeah, kill that one. Alright, cool. Beat him. And Berry Seeds is good. So, Fox Sparks is like 0 health, so I'm actually gonna keep you on defensive. So, the biggest thing I need to do right now is I need to make it up to that statue, the eagle statue. Because, if we die, we're gonna have to run so far back. Vixie's also a really good early game pal, but he's a base worker. Or she. I guess those two are female. So it's all quiet on the northern front. There are a few ore rocks around. Another base spot that we could have is just, like, up here. And there's, like, some ore here, so it would be passive ore production while we're out and about. Plus there's the dungeon. The dungeon is a little bit much for us to handle right now. We have no equipment. We could just try a dungeon run. There's another one over there. The glowy blue bits when you're away from them. Oh, there's Nox, too. Okay, there's a lot of really good early game options here. So we got the fast travel. We've got 57 wood, so we've got pretty good wood. We just need to make sure that we keep Fox Sparks fed so that he regens. And you are going to be... Professor. Professor's going to be with me for a while. He also becomes a weapon. You see the locked thing down in the bottom center of my screen? That means we have a piece of gear that we cannot yet get. We get it at level 6. And you can use it as a flamethrower. So, this is all furniture. That's great. We will try to make our base look better. But we got the parachute once we make some cloth. We've got the ranch for Vixie to work on. And then the berry plantation. Berry plantation is the staple of any base. So any base you make, you need plantations unless you're constantly carting food back and forth. So I do want to look at a couple other base locations. And the reasoning is I always make my base here. And while it is good, there are a lot of like good spots that we could work with. And I'm hoping that my mods take effect. There's no indication. Oh, Krojiro. See, I want Krojiro too because he's cool. I'm really scatterbrained in these videos, so. Oh, we leveled up again? Oh, we leveled up a lot. All right, so 500 weight is probably fine for now. That lets us just carry everything we want. We're carrying all we own on our back right now. But what I was trying to say as I got sidetracked was I'm very scatterbrained, and I just will start doing something and then notice something else and be like, oh, I should do this now. And I get everything done eventually in this game, but it takes me a while. So I was thinking like this spot where my diamond is, and then up here's the church where you can spend dog coins. Melpaka is a phenomenal early game pal. Depresso's also pretty cool. So I need to head up this hill here. There's a chest there. Chests are... Oh, Mamorist is destroying... Okay, I'm not going over there. Frag grenade. So these are weapons. I can use these if anything stresses me out. I'm not using... Are you aggressive? Oh, you are aggressive. Okay, that's not good. I'll take a little bit of damage from being cold. But I need to try to take this Depresso out. So we can do enough damage to stagger it. A couple of our punches are usually... Oh, I'm poisoned. Yeah, a couple of our punches are usually sufficient. So this is not the place I was looking at. Bread is really good. There's rush ore up here as well, so it's getting risque the further out we go, because we're not actually... Oh, crap. So we're going to use this opportunity to run past them. Melpaka are chill. This looks like a pretty good base spot. This actually looks like... And it's got an egg spawn, so that's like passive egg generation. Because I think my guys will pick up eggs. So we're going to save those for egg incubators. The ore rocks is what I was most excited about. There's also the Desolate Church fast travel up here, which is... I'm going to actually climb up there. So there's going to be a black market trader up here. He looks kind of scary, but he's a nice guy. We're going to want a couple things from him, but we need dog coins first, which we're not going to get for a little while. I try to organize my inventory best I can. We're limited early. But I have a mod that increases the storage of boxes by 8 times, and so the initial storage situation we'd be able to get done with like 3 boxes. It's not like a game... I don't use game-breakingly overpowered mods. I just like it so that food does not expire. My things... Those aren't even mods, those are just world options. But the mods I use are like bigger base area and... Because they say to build vertically, which I do build vertically, to like maximize the amount of space that you can use, but I also just like an aesthetically pleasing base with like multiple buildings. And I'm going to keep the base minimalistic early because we unlock stone structures later which just look nicer. Okay, that's a fat chunk of experience. That's a fat chunk of experience. And there's a Lift Monk idol back here that I can immediately... Yeah, this guy. So, you can buy a whole lot of things. The things that we usually buy are going to be Starfruit. That raises a pal's rank. So if you go to their page, you can see they have stars. There's 2 ways to raise rank. Well, technically 3, but one of them's not really raising it. Oh, I leveled up. So, Foxspark Harness for sure. Mounted Torch for sure. Palgear Workbench. I might go back and make a bow. And then we can upgrade our catch power with Lift Monk idols. We can also upgrade our dude's stuff with Pal Souls. So, like, Professor, let's get 1 attack, 1 defense, 1 work speed, use up 3 souls. Get a little boost. But if you rescue a pal from a bandit camp in a cage, they'll give you something called Kinship Peach. I have to weaken this guy like quite a bit to catch him. Eikthyr is a really good early game mining guy. We're going to upgrade our work speed. I don't think we're... Because if I fail catching Eikthyr, he's just going to destroy us. So there are a couple other options. There's kind of a wider open area north of the church. Because I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle on where I make my base. I want my base to be in a place that's advantageous. The other one has ore rocks. This place has a lot of ore rocks. Because we are hungry for ingots early game. As soon as you unlock the ingot, there's about 1,000 things that you need them for. And then also making pal spheres. The reason we want Vixie is because that little fox guy we saw in the last episode, we might have seen him this episode. It's like a little Eevee-looking white fox guy. If we put him in a ranch, he digs up gold coins, which is great for like towns. And then also he can dig up pal spheres. He digs up a whole bunch of stuff. Arrows, all that. This is a pretty promising looking area. There's also Tansy Ignis, which is crazy good. There's stone. I'm going to go ahead and make a base in the place that I was at before with the Aurochs. Because these things are also level 10 and 12, which isn't a big deal right now, but later... Or it is a big deal right now. Later it would not be. And I'm going to go for this egg up here. The moment we get the access to the egg incubator, the entire game changes, and we can start building a team that we're actually going to use for combat. And this is a pretty big... I think this is a large dark egg. Yeah. So now we've got a large common egg, a normal damp egg, and a large dark egg. And we just got to make sure... want to keep the hunger high. You can see how much hunger a pal uses down here on the food bar. So this guy is minimal food usage, which is good. There's a sealed realm over there. That's going to be something. There's there's 2 hillside dungeons in sight. Bandit camp. So there's a lot to do in this little beginning area. Because once we get a pal that we can ride... it's a lot easier to get around, but for right now, we don't even have a glider, so... we're going to want to go ahead and just make our base. And we can make our base, it's down this way, so we can take a shortcut. But I think 20 to 30 minutes is going to be the way to go with these episodes. And then I also think, for some episodes that are like grind heavy, I'm not gonna stop myself if I'm on a roll. Like, if it goes to 40 minutes, I'm not gonna be like, no, I can't do this. Too long. This is mostly... oh, crap. This is gonna be... it's not that bad. He's level 5. I could not successfully beam dodge. I'm sorry, Professor. This guy does drop rush ore pork, which early game, pretty good food source. Late game, also pretty good food source. The leather is what I'm more interested in, because I think you need that to make a Fox Sparks harness. But, for right now, I think this is a pretty good spot to go ahead and make my base. So placing a PAL box right there. It outlines the area that it'll use as the base. It kind of limits my building space with the ore rock and the big rock, but I want the ore more than I want the space. Especially just for a first base. We can afford a berry plantation. We can afford a feed box. Feed box goes right next to this. And then campfire goes right next to it. That's going to keep us warm. We're going to be making this blue cloth armor fairly soon. And we can cook up our berries. We can cook up our mushrooms, which is what I'm going to go for. And if we summon Fox Sparks... okay, we're extra hot because we summoned Fox Sparks, so we are going to start taking... yeah, we're taking damage. But it's only until we do this. And temperature gets easier to manage later on. Alright, there we go. So, things that we need to keep an eye on right now is our building resources. So we used up a pretty large amount of wood. Really? There's a shiny pal nearby. Or it's called a lucky pal. Whoa, big rush ore. It's level 12. I don't know if we got that. Oh, we need to pick off the little one first. Okay, I've got it trained on me so it won't run. We need to kill this. We need to kill this guy. Alright, now we need to soften this guy up a little bit. You can do something called beam dodging if you pull your pal back, like, early. We're not doing, like, any damage against it, so I am going to try to just catch it now. Alright, so this is bad. If I don't get him on... Oh... I don't think I hit any of this, which means we just need to run. Woo! Very lucky. That was crazy. Alright. Monitoring sand, very important. Logging site and stone pit, very important. Bat is like 50 as opposed to 35. Yeah. We haven't even made the basic axe yet. Okay, he's eating the dead rush ore. That is kind of scary. And then the Rain Syndicate Tower is right here. Which is good, because there's a bunch of hillside dungeons that spawn around here. And these are how we're going to get some more of the more difficult to obtain materials, so to speak. So... I know for a fact Rush Ore can help with logging, but Pupper Eye is who I'm going to swap him out with. But he's going to help me log for right now. So, he's got a little stick. He's going to help me tear this tree down. I want wood for buildings. We need a basic... We need a basic spot. We also need as much fiber as we can... Whoa! What the heck? Yeah, I think that Rush Ore is going to be able to lumber. I know it can mine. Actually, I don't know if it can lumber. Yeah, this applied getting wood handbook is, like, super nice. I don't think I'm going to use it for a while. And it's across the water. I don't have a glider yet, so I can't reliably get over there. I would fall. There's a bunch of paldium there as well, which is really nice. But for right now, let's focus on our... base building, because it's middle of the day. It's not really getting on in the day yet, but it is we definitely want somewhere that we can lay our weary head. We did really good at getting 5 cloth worth. I don't even think it's enough for what we're doing. So for right now, let's just go ahead and try to get a base foundation down, and we can tweak it later. So I like to do, for the main house, a 4x3. And I'm actually going to try something new. I'm going to put these little wings off to the side, because we can do diagonal walls, which is neat. So, where is it? There it is. Okay. So this just allows us to put the diagonal walls down. And we're about out of wood, which is fine, because we're going to go grab our rush ore and see what work suitabilities it has. And Clovey are timid, so they'll run. So this has mining too. This is definitely the strongest that we have. I got this guy because he can water, and this guy because he can take care of farms. So with 2 pals, we have a pretty good setup going. That being said, we can, if we build a chest, a workbench, and deploy a pal to work, it allows us to put a second pal down. So we can do quests for it. We want a bed first, though. So, this is really good. Yeah, Basil's going to stay for now. Pupper Eye, Lady of the Sea is going to be our waterer for the early game. And just to go over a few things. So every pal has a couple things. Every pal has a type. It has a rank. Since this one was lucky, it starts rank 1, which is really good because its stats get a pretty huge boost. And it has a special move called Lock-On Laser, which is very high power. The Reckless Charge is cool because it's melee. Bog Blast is normal. But you'll see, on the Bog Blast page, you see the time is 2, so that's how long between each use. So it can spam Bog Blast, but it only has a power of 40. Reckless Charge, double the time, but higher power. Lock-on Laser takes 8 seconds, but it's 140, and it's a type that is not Rushor's type, meaning that it can use special things. It also has a partner skill. So every pal has a partner skill. This one can be ridden, and while mounted, increases efficiency of destroying stone, so we can break rocks and stuff. This one, you can use a flamethrower. This guy reduces weight of wood and improves logging efficiency, despite not being able to log itself. This guy, melee weapon damage increases, and this is the glider one. So the party we have right now is pretty solid. Pretty okay. I'm not making an axe yet, and you'll have to forgive me. But if my mod works, I have a mod that every time I increase the level of the base, it increases the range by about 5%. So it scales. So eventually these trees will be within the base range, and we would be able to include that. So we are at about 20 minutes. We're going to go a little bit longer just because I want to get the main structure of this house done. And then we can end the recording. But we want to get a good little chunk of wood for building. Because I think each structure takes 2. And so this is probably making Pupper Eye hungry. Because I'm thinking about it, and low-key, I'm just going to give this to you. Level 2 lumbering is a big step up from level 1. Later on, once you get up to like 6 to 8 range, I skipped over the funny thing. Once you get to the higher ranges, it's noticeable with the work speed, but it's like Handiwork 6 and Handiwork 8 are not that different from one another. It's noticeable, but it's not like, it's not crazy, it's not shocking. So we are going to go wooden window on either side. And actually, I don't like that. So we'll put a wooden window. This is just for natural light and stuff. So that's there. And then one window, one door, so the door opens out. And then that is a basic structure done. It's got pretty good, like, floor space. So we are going to go for another... Oh, dang, you're cooking. All those swings for barely any actual stuff. Precious Claw, phenomenal. It's a POW material. Its sole purpose is to be sold. It doesn't do anything. There's Precious Claws, Precious Entrails, and Precious Pelts. And then there's also like Precious Dragon Stones, and I think there might be one more that I'm missing. But those are to be sold. We've been opening chests, so we have about 9,000 gold coins. That's gonna be enough to buy quite a few things that I want early game. Early game, we want to buy wool, we want to buy leather, we want to buy flame organs. And then a little later in the game, we want to buy hardwood, which it's really nice that you can buy hardwood, because it's a pain in the butt to get. You have to go logging in the later areas. But once we can make a second base, we're going to make it like a pretty far to the west. We're not going to rush to make a second base. The second base is going to be wholly dedicated to generating ore and generating crude oil once we unlock the ability to do that. That's not till way later, though. So we have a lot ahead of us in regards to that. But getting all this fiber early game is really good. We're up to 24, so we can make beds, we can make chests, we can make all the stuff we want. Alright. And also, I find it very important, pet your pals. That's a good boy. That's a good boy right there. Alright, so, reason we pet our pals. pals have trust. So they build up trust just being in your party and showing them affection, feeding them good food. It will boost... Oh, wow, that's actually really good. Lucky's crazy good. So he's going to be my mining guy with ore. Trust boosts all of your stats. So it goes up to trust level 10. Trust level 10 takes a long time, so once you get pals that are like mainstays in your party, that is going to be very good. Now that I have 46 more, I should be able to just go ahead and make the roof. So, slanted triangulars for the diagonals. I don't usually build non-rectangular structures like this, but since there may be people watching, I want to go like... I don't want to be like a Pablo Picasso, but I want at least to be proud of what I've accomplished. So, for the most part... Oh, wait. I did that backwards, so 2 of those here, and then wooden triangular here and here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come out here. And we're going to build... Nope! It's really annoying trying to build outside the box, because the game's like, you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah. And then I move slightly to like make sure I can... Come on. There we go. Alright. It's just like... I did that wrong, but I'm going to keep it because it looks funny. Because it looks like if you made the exact same house and flipped it upside down and pushed it on top of itself, it would like Lego brick together. So, a few things. Primitive workbench is like numero uno. You need this for anything. I did it backwards. So the pal will be facing inside the house. And I want to get it like nice and pushed up against the wall. So, I don't think I have anybody in my party that can handiwork. So, once you have the necessary materials... I don't have wood. Golly, I don't have wood. Alright, that's fine. I've put down my primitive workbench. Pupperai, help me out. Scruff. He is just trying his hardest, and I appreciate that. That is a good man right there. Because it's always funny, because when I make the, when I get, like, crazy high level, like, once I'm in the 50s and 60s, I'll be looking through my box, like, looking for stuff to either butcher or condense. Or sell. I sell my pals sometimes later. Like, the bad ones. I always see the guys from, like, the really early game, because right now... Everybody probably has a favorite in my party out of the guys that I have. Rushor, you are going to be Bertha. And Bertha's going to stay with me for a bit, because Lock-On Laser itself can just carry fights pretty consistently. But, yeah, it's about the end of the episode, so let's go ahead and make our tools, and then we will close out. So, we will make our stone axe. And I upgraded work speed, so this is nice and easy. Cloth. We're gonna make 5 cloth. So I need to get a palladium fragment and then produce a pal sphere. Oh, I can make it now. That's actually pretty sick. So, this just gives cold resistance level 1. This gives cold resistance level 1, but attack up level 2. So, really good. It does take a while. So, the higher the rarity a blueprint is, the more time it takes to craft. And if I had a pal with handiwork, which would be like, early game would literally just be a Kativa, maybe a lamb ball, I can't remember. It would stand on the table and help me. Later in the game... you unlock assembly lines. And assembly lines are sweet because the multiple pals, I think like up to 4 or 5, can help you craft stuff. And so it puts all their handiwork together and assists you in making stuff. But this cloth outfit, if you look in the bottom left next to my health bar, I have a temperature gauge. And the temperature gauge, when it becomes night, it gets very cold. So if I have Fox Sparks out, or Professor, I would be fine. But you saw that it removed a notch of that blue. So as long as I stay in this biome, I'm fine, because it gets down to the cold. Also, I look like a Shaolin monk, which is sweet. Also, Pupperai was hacking this tree down without me even asking him to, and I appreciate the hustle, because I do like wood. He cut down a whole tree. It's because Pupperai is my goat. So there are a few things that... Actually, wait, I could have made this 2-story, but I have plans. And I know it's like end of episode type beat, but I just want... Okay, I'll leave the view clear from that window, so I'll build it like here. And I'm getting better at building. I will say my base on my first world looks pretty rough. But the important thing is that it's functional. It will not protect from raiders, but we can protect from raiders, so it's okay. And I'm out of wood again. Pupperai, I'm so sorry, and I will feed you as many berries as you need from me, but we have got to cook. Until we make a logging farm, which, to be fair, it's not hard. We really would just need 50 wood, and then you can deploy a guy that's good at logging. Oh, wait, we have... Oh, yeah. And the durability stays. So I have durability turned off. I forgot that I have 4 frag grenades, but I can probably use those to great effect. And that fills me with a confidence that I should not have at this point in the game. So... And we can change this later, but, kind of just making a quick little ramshackle storage thing. I'm out of wood again. I've never not been out of wood. Which is why the logging farm is so important. And I'm gonna try something different this time. So you can see it's the middle of the night, I don't have a pal out, and I'm fine. It would raise my body heat if I have Fox Sparks out, but it's not necessary. So I'm going to try something different. You can filter your chests, and what that does is it makes it so when pals work at the base, like if they get wood or stone, they'll dump it in a random chest. They'll just start dumping everything everywhere. I'm going to have like one chest dedicated to each section of stuff, and that'll be good because... Oh wait, actually... I want to try. Can I, like, steeple this up? Okay, I clearly want you... Yeah, there we go. And then... Yeah! That's what I wanted. That's cool as hell. Okay, lighting. This just takes wood and stone. I'm gonna have just one torch in here. And we're gonna get a fire pal and deploy it to the base eventually. I can do 2 torches in here. Yes, okay. So I do kind of want to line it up. We'll have one, like, here. And then one here. And I'm in charge of doing everything myself right now because we don't have guys working in the base yet. And it's just because I want to get the skeleton of the base done first. It's also sick that a dungeon spawns right there because that's a renewable resource. Because those reopen, like, maybe once an hour. That... I wanted to have it in the middle, and I came in, and it was just, like, so crooked. Like, that's better. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to... Ooh, this takes a lot of material. That is, like, very expensive, actually. It's okay. It's okay. So, building a wooden chest. So now, if I deploy a base upgrade, now, we're going to put him back, because he'll get stressed if he doesn't have a bed, but we're not building a bed yet. So now comes the thing. Did it increase the range slightly? It doesn't look like it. Like, let's actually build a torch on the line. Because next episode when we increase the range, it might have? I don't know. I don't know if the mods work. I have zero clue. Put half those in there for when we get started. Alright, so, that being said, thank you so much for watching. This was a little bit longer because it was grind-oriented, but I think we got a lot done. And we got a lucky pal, which, I mean, early game, that's huge. In the next episode, we are going to focus more on the base aspect and maybe run that dungeon with Bertha, because there's going to be dudes with guns in there. But I think Bertha can handle it. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode.